Welcome to the Artificial Fluency Podcast. I'm Emma.
Tell me about yourself. 4 simple words that can make or break a job interview. Whether you're starting your career, changing jobs, or climbing the corporate ladder, your ability to communicate professionally in English can be the key to unlocking new opportunities. Today, we're diving deep into career development and the English skills that will set you apart in the workplace. Welcome to Artificial Fluency Podcast. I'm Emma, and this episode is designed specifically for intermediate English learners at B1 and B2 levels who are serious about advancing their careers through improved English communication skills. In today's global economy, English proficiency isn't just an advantage, it's often essential for career progression. Whether you're preparing for job interviews, networking with colleagues, or presenting to international clients, the ability to communicate professionally and confidently in English opens doors that might otherwise remain closed. This episode is your comprehensive guide to career-focused English. We'll cover 4 crucial areas. First, we'll master job interview vocabulary and techniques, including how to describe your experience, discuss your strengths, and answer challenging questions with confidence. Then, we'll explore workplace communication skills, from writing professional emails to participating effectively in meetings. Next, we'll dive into networking and relationship-building language that can accelerate your career growth. Finally, we'll discuss goal setting, performance reviews, and planning your professional development. By the end of our hour together, you'll have acquired over 60 career-related terms, mastered essential grammar structures for professional communication, and gained the confidence to navigate workplace situations in English with ease. Are you ready to take your career to the next level? Let's begin this professional journey together. Let's start with one of the most critical career moments, the job interview. Whether it's your first job or your dream position, mastering interview English can make the difference between success and disappointment. Essential job interview vocabulary. Application process. Job posting. Advertisement for an available position. Resume, CV. Document summarizing your work experience. Cover letter. Formal letter explaining your interest in the position. Application deadline. Final date to submit your application. Recruitment. Process of finding and hiring employees. Shortlist. List of candidates selected for interviews. Interview types and formats. Phone interview. Preliminary interview conducted by telephone. Video interview. Interview conducted via video call. Panel interview. Interview with multiple interviewers. Behavioral interview. Questions about past experiences and actions. Technical interview, assessment of specific skills and knowledge. Here's something crucial to understand. Different types of interviews require different preparation strategies. For example, in a behavioral interview, you'll hear questions like, "Tell me about a time you faced a challenge," or "Describe a situation where you had to work under pressure." Grammar focus, past tenses for experience. When describing your work experience, you'll need to master past tenses. Past simple for completed experiences. I worked as a marketing manager for 3 years. I led a team of 5 people. I increased sales by 25%. Present perfect for experiences connecting to now. I have managed multiple projects simultaneously. I have developed strong analytical skills. I have worked in international environments. Past perfect for earlier experiences. Before joining my current company, I had worked in retail. I had already gained experience in customer service when I applied for this role. Key interview questions and model answers. Tell me about yourself. This isn't your life story, it's your professional summary. Example answer. I'm a marketing professional with 5 years of experience in digital marketing. I've specialized in social media campaigns and have successfully increased brand engagement by 40% in my current role. I'm passionate about creative problem solving and enjoy working in collaborative team environments. I'm now looking for opportunities to take on more strategic responsibilities in a larger organization. What are your strengths? Choose strengths relevant to the job and provide specific examples. Example answer. One of my key strengths is project management. In my previous role, I was responsible for coordinating multiple campaigns simultaneously, and I developed a system that improved our team's efficiency by 30%. I'm also very detail-oriented, which has helped me catch potential issues before they become problems. What is your greatest weakness? Choose a real weakness, but show how you're addressing it. Example answer. I used to struggle with public speaking, which made presenting to large groups challenging. However, I've been actively working on this by joining a local Toastmasters club and volunteering to give presentations at work. I've seen significant improvement and actually enjoy speaking to groups now. Professional qualities and skills. Soft skills. Leadership, ability to guide and motivate others. Communication, expressing ideas clearly and effectively. Teamwork, working collaboratively with others. Problem solving, finding solutions to challenges. Adaptability, adjusting to new situations. Time management, organizing and prioritizing tasks effectively. Critical thinking, analyzing information objectively. Technical skills, computer literacy, proficiency with technology. Data analysis, interpreting and understanding data. Project management, planning and executing projects. Financial analysis, understanding and working with financial information. Foreign language skills, ability to communicate in multiple languages. Let me share a powerful technique for answering behavioral questions, the STAR method. STAR stands for situation, describe the context. Task, explain what you needed to accomplish. Action, detail what you did. Result, share the outcome. Example using STAR method. Question, tell me about a time you had to meet a tight deadline. Answer, last year our team was asked to prepare a comprehensive market analysis for a client presentation. Situation, I was responsible for coordinating the research and ensuring we met the 2-week deadline. Task, I created a detailed timeline, assigned specific tasks to team members, and scheduled daily check-ins to monitor progress. I also identified potential bottlenecks early and reallocated resources accordingly. Action. As a result, we delivered the analysis 1 day ahead of schedule, and the client was so impressed that they signed a 6-month contract extension. Result. Salary and benefits vocabulary. Salary. Fixed regular payment for work. Hourly wage, payment based on hours worked. Benefits package, additional compensation like health insurance. Bonus, extra payment for good performance. Commission, payment based on sales performance. Vacation days, paid time off from work. Health insurance, medical coverage provided by employer. Retirement plan, savings plan for after you stop working. Grammar point, modal verbs for professional abilities. Can for current abilities. I can manage multiple projects simultaneously. I can work under pressure. Could for potential or past abilities. I could help streamline your processes. In my previous role, I could handle up to 20 clients. Would for hypothetical situations. I would approach this challenge by first analyzing the data. I would be happy to take on additional responsibilities.
Questions to ask the interviewer. Asking thoughtful questions shows your interest and engagement. What does a typical day look like in this role? What are the biggest challenges facing the department currently? How do you measure success in this position? What opportunities are there for professional development? Can you tell me about the company culture? What are the next steps in the interview process? Interview etiquette and professional behavior. Arrive on time. Plan to arrive 10 to 15 minutes early. Dress appropriately. Research the company's dress code. Maintain eye contact. Shows confidence and engagement. Ask for clarification. It's better to ask than to misunderstand. Thank the interviewer. Show appreciation for their time. Follow up. Send a thank you email within 24 hours. Here's a complete follow-up email example. Dear Ms. Johnson, thank you for taking the time to meet with me yesterday to discuss the marketing manager position. I was particularly excited to learn about the upcoming product launch and how this role would contribute to its success. Our conversation reinforced my enthusiasm for joining your team. My experience in digital marketing and project management aligns well with your needs, and I'm confident I could make a valuable contribution to achieving your Q3 targets. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you need any additional information. I look forward to hearing about the next steps in the process. Best regards, your name. Common interview mistakes to avoid: being unprepared, not researching the company, speaking negatively about previous employers or colleagues, being too casual, treating the interview too informally, not listening carefully, missing important information, appearing desperate, seeming too eager or needy, lying or exaggerating, being dishonest about experience. The key to interview success is preparation, authenticity, and clear communication. In our next segment, we'll explore the communication skills you'll need once you land that job. Once you've secured your position, effective workplace communication becomes essential for your ongoing success. Let's explore the language skills that will help you thrive in professional environments. Pause 2 seconds. Email communication. In today's business world, email remains a primary form of professional communication. Let's master the essential elements. Email structure. Subject line: clear, specific description of email content. Greeting: formal opening, like "Dear" or "Hello." Body: main message with clear paragraphs. Closing: polite ending before your signature. Signature: your name and contact information. Professional email vocabulary: urgent, requiring immediate attention. Follow up: to check on progress or response. Deadline: final date for completion. Attachment: file sent with the email. CC/BCC: carbon copy/blind carbon copy. Reply all: responding to everyone in the email chain. Let me show you the difference between informal and formal email language. Informal: hey John, can you get me those numbers ASAP? Thanks. Formal: dear John, I hope this email finds you well. Could you please provide the quarterly sales figures by Friday afternoon? I would appreciate your assistance with this request. Best regards, Emma. Grammar focus: conditional sentences for professional requests. First conditional for likely outcomes: if you could send me the report by Friday, I would be able to review it over the weekend. If we implement these changes, we will see improved efficiency. Second conditional for polite requests: if you could help me with this project, I would be very grateful. If it would be possible to reschedule the meeting, that would be ideal. Pause 2 seconds. Meeting participation. Meeting vocabulary. Agenda: a list of topics to be discussed. Minutes: written record of meeting discussions. Action items: tasks assigned during the meeting. Deadline: completion date for tasks. Stakeholder: person with interest in the project. Brainstorming: generating ideas as a group. Presentation: formal talk to share information. Useful meeting phrases: starting participation. I'd like to add something to that point. May I suggest an alternative approach? From my experience, I've found that I have a question about expressing opinions. In my opinion, I believe the best approach would be, I tend to think that, from my perspective, agreeing and disagreeing. I completely agree with Sarah's point. That's an excellent idea. I see your point, but I think I respectfully disagree because here's a realistic meeting exchange. Manager: let's discuss the marketing budget for next quarter. Sarah, what are your thoughts? Thank you for asking. Based on our Q2 performance, I believe we should increase our digital advertising spend by 20%. The ROI has been consistently strong. Colleague: that's an interesting point, Sarah. However, I'm concerned about the overall budget constraints. Could we perhaps start with a 10% increase and evaluate the results? Sarah: I understand your concern about the budget. Would it be possible to reallocate some funds from traditional advertising to digital? The data shows digital channels are performing much better. Manager: That sounds like a reasonable compromise. Sarah, could you prepare a detailed proposal for our next meeting? Presentation skills. Presentation structure. Introduction. Overview of what you'll cover. Main body. Key points with supporting evidence. Conclusion. Summary and next steps. Q&A. Time for questions and discussion. Presentation language. Today I'll be discussing... Let me start by moving on to, as you can see from this chart, to summarize, are there any questions? Advanced workplace communication, performance discussions, objectives, specific goals to achieve, KPIs, key performance indicators, measurements of success, feedback, comments about performance, areas for improvement, skills or behaviors to develop, achievements, accomplishments and successes, professional development, activities to improve skills, conflict resolution, misunderstanding, failure to understand correctly, compromise, agreement where both sides give something up, mediation, help from a neutral third party, resolution, a solution to a problem, common ground, shared interests or opinions.
Grammar point, reported speech for professional communication. When sharing information from meetings or conversations, direct speech, he said, "I will finish the project by Friday." Reported speech, he said that he would finish the project by Friday. Common reporting verbs. Mentioned, she mentioned that the deadline had changed. Explained, he explained that the budget was limited. Suggested, they suggested that we meet weekly. Confirmed, she confirmed that the order was ready. Professional writing skills. Business writing principles. Clarity, express ideas clearly and simply. Conciseness, use only necessary words. Courtesy, maintain polite, respectful tone. Correctness, ensure accuracy in grammar and facts. Completeness, include all necessary information. Common business documents. Proposals, documents suggesting new projects or ideas. Reports, formal accounts of findings or progress. Memos, internal communications within organization. Contracts, legal agreements between parties. Project updates, progress reports on ongoing work. Cross-cultural communication. Cultural sensitivity. Direct versus indirect communication. Some cultures prefer explicit statements, others subtle hints. Hierarchy awareness. Understanding formal versus informal relationships. Time orientation. Different cultures view punctuality differently. Personal space. Physical and emotional boundaries vary. Eye contact. Meanings differ across cultures. Here's an important insight. Effective workplace communication isn't just about perfect grammar. It's about building relationships, showing respect, and achieving mutual understanding. Sometimes being overly formal can create barriers, while being too casual might undermine your professionalism. Digital communication etiquette. Video calls. Test technology beforehand. Ensure your equipment works. Professional background. Choose appropriate setting. Mute when not speaking. Avoid background noise. Maintain eye contact. Look at the camera, not the screen. Dress appropriately. Maintain professional appearance. Instant messaging. Response time. Reply within a reasonable time frame. Tone. Be careful with humor and sarcasm. Brevity. Keep messages concise. Status updates. Use availability indicators appropriately. Building professional relationships. Networking language. I'd like to introduce myself. Meeting new people. What brings you to this event? Starting conversations. I'm interested in learning more about showing genuine interest. Perhaps we could schedule a coffee meeting, suggesting follow-up. It was a pleasure meeting you. Professional farewell. Effective workplace communication sets the foundation for career advancement. In our next segment, we'll explore how to leverage these skills for networking and relationship building. Your technical skills might get you hired, but your relationship-building abilities will determine how far you advance. Let's explore the art of professional networking and the English skills that will help you build valuable career connections. Understanding professional networking. Networking isn't just about collecting business cards or LinkedIn connections. It's about building mutually beneficial professional relationships that can support your career growth and help others achieve their goals. Networking vocabulary. Professional network, circle of career-related contacts. Industry contacts, people working in your field. Mentor, experienced person who provides guidance. Colleague, person you work with. Peer, person at similar career level. Referral, recommendation from someone in your network. Connection, professional relationship or contact. Types of networking opportunities. Formal events. Industry conferences, large gatherings of professionals. Trade shows, exhibitions showcasing products and services. Professional associations, organizations for specific careers. Networking events, meetings designed for making connections. Alumni gatherings, events for former students. Corporate events, company-sponsored social occasions. Informal opportunities, coffee meetings, casual one-on-one conversations. Lunch invitations, meal-based relationship building. After-work socializing, informal gatherings with colleagues. Online communities, digital professional groups. Volunteer activities, charitable work in professional context. Here's something many people get wrong about networking. It's not about what others can do for you. It's about how you can help each other. The most successful networkers are generous with their time, knowledge, and connections. Grammar focus. Future forms for professional planning. Going to for definite plans. I'm going to attend the marketing conference next month. We're going to launch the new product in Q3. Will for offers and promises. I'll introduce you to our head of sales. I'll send you that article I mentioned. Present continuous for scheduled events. I'm meeting with the project manager tomorrow. She's presenting at the conference next week. Conversation starters and small talk. Professional small talk topics. Industry trends. Have you noticed the shift toward remote work in our industry? Current events. What do you think about the recent changes in regulations? Professional development. Are you planning to attend any conferences this year? Career experiences. How did you get started in this field? Company culture. What do you enjoy most about working at your company? Conversation starters. I don't believe we've met. I'm Emma from the marketing department. I noticed you're from ABC Company. How are you finding the current market conditions? This is a great presentation. Are you familiar with the speaker's work? I'm curious about your perspective on industry topic. What's your experience been? Building rapport, active listening techniques, paraphrasing. So if I understand correctly, you're saying that asking follow-up questions, that's interesting. How did that affect your strategy? Showing engagement. I can definitely relate to that experience. Remembering details, referencing information from previous conversations, finding common ground, shared experiences. I've had similar challenges in my role. Mutual connections. Do you know Sarah from Global Industries? Similar career paths. We seem to have followed similar trajectories. Let me demonstrate effective networking conversation. Person A. Hi, I'm David. I work in supply chain management at Tech Corp. Person B. Nice to meet you, David. I'm Emma, marketing manager at Digital Solutions. Supply chain is fascinating. How has your industry adapted to recent global disruptions? David. It's been challenging, but also innovative. We've had to diversify our supplier base significantly. What about marketing? I imagine digital channels have become even more important. Emma. Absolutely. We've seen a 40% increase in digital engagement. Actually, I'd love to learn more about your supply chain innovations. Do you think they could inform our product delivery messaging? David, that's an interesting angle. I hadn't thought about the marketing implications. Would you be interested in grabbing coffee sometime to discuss this further? Emma, I'd love that. Let me give you my card. Professional social media and LinkedIn. LinkedIn best practices. Professional headline. clear description of your role and expertise. Summary section, compelling overview of your professional story. Experience descriptions, detailed accounts of your achievements. Skills endorsements, validation of your capabilities. Recommendations, testimonials from colleagues and supervisors. Industry articles, sharing relevant content with your network. LinkedIn communication. Connection requests, personalized messages when connecting, follow-up messages, maintaining contact after meeting, content sharing, posting industry insights and achievements, commenting thoughtfully, engaging meaningfully with others' posts. Grammar point, present perfect for professional achievements, for experience and accomplishments. I have worked in international markets for 5 years. We have successfully launched 3 products this year. She has developed expertise in data analytics. For recent developments, I have just completed my MBA. The company has recently expanded to Asia. We have started implementing new technologies. Maintaining professional relationships. Follow-up strategies, thank you notes, expressing appreciation for meetings, value-added communication, sharing relevant articles or opportunities, regular check-ins, periodic updates without specific requests, congratulations, acknowledging others' achievements, introductions, connecting people in your network, long-term relationship building, consistency, regular, meaningful contact, reciprocity, giving as much as you receive, authenticity, being genuine in your interactions, reliability, following through on commitments, generosity, helping others without expecting immediate returns, mentorship and sponsorship, finding a mentor, identify potential mentors, senior professionals you admire, approach respectfully, acknowledge their time constraints, be specific, clear about what guidance you seek. Show appreciation. Recognize their investment in your development. Update regularly. Keep them informed of your progress. Being a mentor. Share experiences. Offer insights from your career journey. Provide feedback. Honest, constructive guidance. Make introductions. Expand their professional network. Support career decisions. Help them navigate choices. Celebrate successes. Acknowledge their achievements. Here is a crucial networking insight. The strongest professional relationships often develop from genuine interest in others' work and success, not from immediate self-interest. When you focus on how you can help others, opportunities naturally emerge. Cross-industry networking. Benefits of diverse networks. Fresh perspectives, insights from different industries, innovation opportunities, cross-pollination of ideas, broader opportunity awareness, knowledge of openings in various fields, enhanced problem-solving, diverse approaches to challenges, increased adaptability, exposure to different business models, international networking, cultural considerations, communication styles, direct versus indirect approaches, business card etiquette, proper exchange protocols, meeting formats, formal versus informal preferences, follow-up expectations, timing and method preferences, relationship building pace, fast versus gradual development. Useful phrases for international networking. I'd be interested in learning about business practices in your country. How does your market differ from what I'm familiar with? I'd appreciate your perspective on global trends in our industry. Would you be open to exploring potential collaboration opportunities? Strong professional relationships are investments that pay dividends throughout your career. In our final segment, we'll discuss how to set and achieve your professional development goals. Career success isn't accidental. It's the result of strategic planning, continuous learning, and regular self-assessment. Let's explore how to take control of your professional development using clear English communication skills. Goal setting and career planning. SMART goals framework. Specific, clearly defined objectives, measurable, quantifiable progress indicators, achievable, realistic and attainable, relevant, aligned with career aspirations, time-bound, deadline-driven. Example of SMART goal. Instead of, I want to improve my leadership skills, SMART version, I will complete a project management certification and lead 2 cross-functional projects within the next 12 months to develop my leadership capabilities. Career development vocabulary. Professional growth. Advancement in skills and responsibilities. Career trajectory. Path of professional progression. Skill development. Improvement of capabilities. Performance review. Formal evaluation of work quality. Promotion, advancement to higher position. Career change, transition to different field or role. Upskilling, learning new relevant skills. Continuous learning, ongoing education and development. Let's practice a performance review conversation. Manager. Emma, let's discuss your performance this quarter. What do you consider your biggest achievement? Employee. I'm particularly proud of leading the digital marketing campaign that increased our social media engagement by 45%. It required coordinating with multiple departments and managing tight deadlines. Manager, that was excellent work. What areas would you like to focus on for professional development? Employee, I'd like to strengthen my data analysis skills. I've identified an online course in marketing analytics that I believe would help me make more strategic decisions. Manager, that sounds valuable. How can the company support your development goals? Employee, if possible, I'd appreciate budget approval for the course and perhaps the opportunity to present my learning to the team afterward. Performance review language. Discussing achievements. I successfully completed. I exceeded targets by. I took initiative in. I collaborated effectively with. I resolved challenges by. Identifying development areas. I'd like to strengthen my skills in. I recognize that I need to improve. I am seeking opportunities to develop. I would benefit from training in. My goal is to become more proficient at. Grammar focus. Future perfect for professional planning. For completed future achievements, by the end of this year, I will have completed my certification. In 5 years, I will have gained experience in 3 different departments. By next quarter, we will have implemented the new system. Continuous professional development. Learning opportunities. Formal education. Degrees, diplomas, certificates. Online courses. Flexible digital learning. Workshops and seminars. Intensive skill building. Professional conferences. Industry knowledge sharing. Internal training. Company-provided development. Cross-training. Learning different roles within organization. Mentorship programs. Guidance from experienced professionals. Industry certifications. Project management. PMP, Prince 2 certifications. Digital marketing. Google Analytics, Facebook Blueprint. Financial analysis. CFA, FRM qualifications. Data analysis. Tableau, SQL certifications. Language proficiency. IELTS, TOEFL, Cambridge certificates. Building your personal brand. Professional reputation elements. Expertise. Recognize knowledge in specific areas. Reliability. Consistent quality of work. Innovation. Creative problem-solving abilities. Leadership. Ability to guide and inspire others. Collaboration. Effectiveness in team environments. Communication. Clear professional interaction skills. Career transition strategies. Changing industries. Transferable skills. Abilities applicable across fields. Industry research. Understanding new sector requirements. Network expansion. Building connections in target industry. Skill gap analysis. identifying needed competencies, gradual transition, strategic movement between roles, advancing within organization, internal networking, building relationships across departments, volunteer for projects, demonstrating capabilities beyond current role, seek feedback, actively requesting guidance for improvement, visibility, ensuring achievements are recognized, succession planning, preparing for advancement opportunities. Here's a conversation about career planning. Mentor, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Mentee, I'd like to be in a senior marketing role, ideally leading a team and developing strategic campaigns for international markets. I'm particularly interested in the intersection of technology and marketing. Mentor, that's a clear vision. What steps are you taking to prepare for that kind of role? Mentee, I'm currently working on my digital marketing certification and have volunteered to lead our next product launch campaign. I'm also learning Spanish to better serve our Latin American markets. Mentor, excellent. Have you considered gaining experience in other departments to understand the broader business landscape?
That's a great suggestion. I hadn't thought about cross-departmental experience. How would you recommend approaching that? You could start by requesting informational interviews with department heads or volunteer for cross-functional projects. Understanding finance, operations, and sales will make you a more strategic marketer. I'll definitely explore those opportunities. Thank you for the guidance. Work-life balance and professional sustainability. Maintaining career momentum. Sustainable pace. Avoiding burnout while maintaining progress. Boundary setting, separating work and personal time, stress management, techniques for handling professional pressure, health prioritization, maintaining physical and mental well-being. Relationship maintenance, nurturing personal connections alongside career. Professional resilience, adaptability, adjusting to industry changes. Continuous learning, staying current with developments. Network maintenance, keeping professional relationships active. Skill diversification, developing multiple competencies. Financial planning, preparing for career transitions. Grammar review for professional communication. Modal verbs for professional situations. Should for recommendations. You should consider pursuing that certification. Could for possibilities. This experience could open new opportunities. Would for polite requests. Would you be available for a meeting next week? Might for uncertain outcomes. This strategy might improve our results. Conditional sentences for career planning. If I complete this training, I will be eligible for promotion. If you had more experience in sales, you would be a stronger candidate. If we implement these changes, we could see improved performance. Let me share a final professional development framework that many successful professionals use, the 70-20-10 learning model. 70% experiential learning, learning through challenging assignments and real work experiences. 20% social learning, learning from others through mentoring, coaching, and collaboration. 10% formal learning, learning through courses, workshops, and structured programs. This model emphasizes that most professional growth comes from actually doing the work, supported by relationships and supplemented by formal education. Creating your development action plan. Assessment questions. What are my current strengths and how can I leverage them? What skills do I need to develop for my next career goal? Who in my network can provide guidance and support? What learning opportunities are available to me? How will I measure my progress? Implementation strategy. Set specific goals with clear timelines. Identify resources needed for development. Create accountability through mentors or colleagues. Schedule regular reviews to assess progress. Adjust plans based on changing circumstances. Professional development phrases. I'm committed to continuous improvement in. I've identified an opportunity to enhance my skills in. I would appreciate feedback on my progress with.
I'm seeking additional responsibility in. I'm interested in expanding my expertise to include. Remember, career development is not a destination, but a journey. The English skills you're developing today through this podcast are themselves part of your professional development. Language proficiency opens doors, creates opportunities, and enables you to communicate your value effectively in the global marketplace. What an empowering journey we've taken together through the landscape of career development and professional English skills. Today's professional achievement. Interview mastery. We've equipped you with essential vocabulary for job applications, interview techniques including the STAR method, and strategies for presenting your qualifications confidently. You now know how to answer challenging questions and make lasting impressions. Workplace communication. We've explored email etiquette, meeting participation, presentation skills, and cross-cultural communication. These skills will help you collaborate effectively and build your professional reputation. Networking excellence. We've discovered how to build meaningful professional relationships, leverage social media platforms like LinkedIn, and create mutually beneficial connections that can accelerate your career growth. Strategic development. We've discussed goal setting using SMART criteria, performance review conversations, and creating actionable development plans that align with your career aspirations. Key professional phrases you can use immediately. I have experience in, I would be happy to. From my perspective, I'd like to schedule a meeting to discuss. I'm committed to developing my skills in. Here's something powerful to remember. In today's global economy, your ability to communicate professionally in English isn't just a skill. It's a competitive advantage that sets you apart and opens doors to opportunities worldwide. This week's Career Development Challenge. Update your professional materials, revise your resume and LinkedIn profile using new vocabulary. Practice elevator pitch. Prepare a 60-second introduction using professional language. Schedule a networking coffee. Reach out to one professional contact for an informal meeting. Set a SMART goal. Define one specific professional development objective. Seek feedback. Ask a colleague or supervisor for input on your communication skills. Looking ahead. Next week, we'll explore environmental sustainability and green living, an increasingly important topic for both personal choices and professional decision-making in conscious organizations. Professional development opportunities. Continue growing your career-focused English by following industry leaders on LinkedIn in English, attending webinars and virtual conferences in English, reading professional development books and articles, practicing presentation skills with English-speaking groups. Community engagement. I'd love to hear about your career goals and challenges. Email me at emma@artificialfluency.com and share your professional development goals for this year, challenges you face in workplace communication, success stories from applying these techniques, questions about specific professional situations. Your experiences help shape future episodes. Final professional insight. Success in today's workplace isn't just about what you know, it's about how effectively you can communicate what you know, build relationships with diverse colleagues, and continuously adapt to changing professional environments. Your English skills are the bridge that connects your expertise to opportunities. Quote to remember, your career is a marathon, not a sprint. Invest in your communication skills today, and they will serve you throughout your professional journey. Thank you for dedicating this hour to advancing your career through improved English communication. Remember, every conversation is an opportunity to practice, every email is a chance to refine your skills, and every professional interaction is a step toward your goals. Until next time, this is Emma from Artificial Fluency Podcast. Keep networking, keep learning, and keep building the career of your dreams.